Welcome back to another transfer roundup video. Look at this. Look at this. If you're an Arsenal fan, you should be excited. We have been linked with this beautiful Spanish player. So I'm very, very excited to talk about this deal. But first of all, let's talk about some confirmed deals that have gone across the line over the last 24 to 48 hours. Well, I guess West Ham finally got what they wanted. They've been looking for a striker and they have splashed out here on Sebastian Haller. This guy is a baller. Oh my God, did I really just do that? £36 million, I believe 45 million euros, something like that. It's an incredible amount of money, but he is a top player. We saw throughout the whole of last season how good Frankfurt really were, and he was one of the main reasons, along with Jovic. They both scored a lot of goals, and I think West Ham actually have done better by getting him than Maxi Gomez, the target they were looking at for weeks, who ended up staying in Spain. So well done West Ham, they finally got their man. Any Premier League club would benefit from signing this guy, so they've done so well. I'm very excited to see how he gets on in the Premier League because he is built for it. Another French player on the move from the Bundesliga. This time it is DIALLO. Dortmund only bought him last year. He's been there for a year and he has been sold to PSG, and I'm thinking it's probably because Hummels has obviously returned to Dortmund from Bayern. They don't really have space for DIALLO in their plans anymore. To be fair, it probably was the final nail in the coffin for DIALLO. He doesn't maybe start every game, especially at centre-back when they've got so many good centre-backs. It's a little bit of a tricky one. Who knows what was going on behind closed doors, but it doesn't make sense to me for them to keep DIALLO if they do have Hummels coming back in. They've got Zagadou, they've got Akanji, they've got some great defenders already there. So PSG have picked him up. He's going to wear the number 22 shirt next season. And for 27.9 million, Arsenal? Hello? Perfect centre-back that we need a left-footed centre-back. DIALLO was available, man. As if he would have come to Arsenal. He is a very, very good player. There are so many good French defenders. It is unreal. And PSG have done really well to get him. But what does this mean for Kimpembe? Left-footed centre-back. Is he going to be on the move? Who knows? But either way, DIALLO can play left-back. I'm guessing he might feature there for PSG. But it's a good deal. It really is. And I think Dortmund have done pretty well to get that amount of money for him. So this one's interesting. Barcelona have gone ahead and executed their buyback clause on Cucurella. A left-back they had in their academy. They let him go to Eibar with a €4 million buyback clause. They've gone ahead and done it. They feel like he's ready, I guess. And you know what? They needed a left-back. They said they were interested. Well, reports were they were interested in Kolasinac. Please take him. Please pay us 20 mil. I'd take it. It's probably not even worth that. But instead of going for a brand new left back from a European club or whatever, they've gone back to Cucurella, who for sure shows a lot of promise. He's versatile. He can play left mid, even left wing if you absolutely need him to. But of course, they will be using him at left back, especially if Jordi Alba isn't able to play every game. He's aging, but he's not that old. I mean, come on. Jordi Alba is still, on his day, one of the very best left-backs in the world. But Cucurella definitely provides some backup support. He's a good squad player to have. And for £3.6 million, it's not bad business. Well done on putting the buyback clause. I wish Arsenal would learn from this. How many players have we sold in the past when they were young? Look at Jeff Rene Adelaide. He's worth a lot of money now. Why didn't we have a buyback? Oh, we're actually idiots. Look at Serge Gnabry. There's so many examples. I'm salty. Let's move on. Next confirmed deal, we have Fabian Delph going from Man City to Everton for £8.5 million. I don't know if that's good or if that's bad. You've got an England international. He's won a lot of trophies at Man City despite maybe not playing in his best position. Played left back a lot. I think it's a good signing for Everton, but £8.5 million is quite a lot of money for an injury-prone player that is definitely not going to get any better, but does bring experience. He is a good player. There's no doubt about it. Fabian Delph is a good player, and I'm sure he will do well for Everton. Does this mean that Idrissa Gueye is on his way out? He's been linked with PSG, potentially. Who knows what this means, but £8.5 million for Fabian Delph, league winner. Experienced player, England international. It's really not that bad. I think it's a good deal. To be fair, I wasn't expecting this one. But Oliver Torres, ex-Atletico Madrid, of course, went to Porto. hasn't really lived up to his hype, has he? I remember when he was really starting to break into that Atletico Madrid team, everyone was massively excited by this guy. But he's just moved to Sevilla for 10.8 million. I mean, for that kind of money, it's definitely worth a gamble. There's no doubt in my mind he isn't going to be the player we all thought he would be, but he is still a quality player. Porto have clearly decided to let him go for one reason or the other, but Sevilla have done very well here. It's a great bit of business. In today's market, a player of his quality isn't going to be going for 20 mil plus, but for 10.8 million, that is solid. A solid bit of business, and you know, keep an eye out on him. He could very well improve his game. He's still young, and he could still become somewhat a very, very good player. I think he still has some decent potential there. Moving on into rumours now. However, this deal could well be announced as you're watching this video. So go ahead and check it on the website. Transfermarkt is very quick if you want to check them out. But as I'm recording this, it seems like it's just about done. He's probably doing his medical or something like that today, and it will be officially announced within the hours. So who knows if it will be today they announce it or tomorrow, but it pretty much seems to be deal done. We have Kieran Trippier going to Spain. He's going to be playing for Atletico Madrid. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. He's going to go on a permanent holiday for 4 years or whatever. I think he's signing a 4-year deal. And he's going for around 22 million, apparently. So I guess it's very, very good business for Tottenham to get rid of a player that's been inconsistent, and you could say a little bit of a liability defensively, but an English player, no doubt about it, had a very good World Cup. I remember him scoring that beautiful free kick, and he is, on his day, a very good defender, but better going forward. And I think Atletico Madrid will benefit more from him than maybe Tottenham would. I think Atletico Madrid, you know, having lost Juan Fran down that right side or right back, they needed to bring someone in that's kind of got similar qualities. And to be fair, Trippier might just be an upgrade. And for 22 mil, it's very good. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. What are my thoughts on this deal? I'm excited. However, there is a big however. Apparently, we only want him on a 1-year loan with no option to buy. Well, let me rephrase that. We probably want that, but Real Madrid are not offering it. They do not want to lose him. They're happy to do a 1-year loan. Apparently, Unai Emery's been in contact with his agent and himself and convinced him to come to Arsenal for the season. But there will be no obligation or option to buy in the deal, which is massively disappointing because I know what's going to happen here. We all know how good this guy is, especially when he plays for the Spanish team. Unbelievable World Cup a couple of years ago. This guy he's up there. Actually, it might be more recent than I'm thinking, but regardless, we know what we're getting here. He's going to be class. He reminds me of Santi Cazorla a little bit. He's definitely a deep-lying playmaker. He's great on the ball, really technically gifted. And he's going to do so well for us. And then we're going to get to May and just think, oh, we're losing him, aren't we? And then we've got a job to replace him. I think we should be loaning him in with a optional future fee. Even if it is 40, 50 million. Come that time of year when it's time to decide whether we want him or not, he'll be worth more than that. And we'll be getting a cut price player, Spanish international, and I think he's got a future at Arsenal. I think he's got more opportunity at Arsenal than he does at Real Madrid, just purely because they obviously have so many great players in his position, whereas we don't. He'll be competing with El Neni and Xhaka. Like, come on. This is a no-brainer. Get the deal done, but with an optional future fee, because what is the point in a 12-month loan deal? Sure, we'd get a good use of him, for sure, but we're just a training, a development team for other teams' players if we're doing this. We need to secure him in the future. Get it done, Arsenal. Pay the money. He's golden, man. He's so good. We are also linked with Everton, who was insane for Brazil recently. And apparently this would cost us around, I think it's 26 up front and another 12 in bonuses. So around 38 million euros to sign him. He's a left winger, can play up top as well. We need a winger. It looks like the Zaha deal is a little bit more complicated than we all thought. Well, it's been complicated since the start because we simply do not know how to make bids for players, it seems. It's like someone gets out a calculator and goes, yeah, that'll do, send the offer. We'll offer them, 10 million over 73 years with 2% interest. Like, just freaking pay the money that players need and deserve, right? Just do it. I'm so salty how bad we are in this transfer window business, but this excites me. I've seen him play, and I think he's that spark. He's something special that we're missing going forward, and I would absolutely love to see this deal cross the line. 38 million is a bargain for the player we're getting. In the future, you are looking at probably doubling that value within those 3-4 years he's at the club, so it is a no-brainer. We clearly have more money than they've said, so I would expect this deal is going to be done very soon. The probability percentage on Transfermarkt, not that it's that reliable, is shooting up. Apparently this deal is being worked on as we speak. And of course we saw the Josh Kroenke statement. He said that we should be excited about the transfer deals that they're working on. So maybe this is what he's talking about. So please bring him in along with Ceballos and along with a centre-back. We have another striker linked with a move to the Premier League, and it's going to be Newcastle potentially breaking their record and signing Joelinton, the Brazilian striker. Very tall, very physical. He's kind of a Rondon carbon copy, but younger and more potential, maybe better already. Rondon has been great for Newcastle, and I thought when I heard that he's going to China, I think he's going where Benitez has gone, right? To Shanghai. I can't quite remember the details on it, but losing Rondon was silly. They didn't get him permanently, so they're going to try and bring someone in that's very similar, and it's going to be a lot of money. I think the reports are between 35 and 40 million euros, but Joelinton will bring Newcastle firepower that they just simply don't have. If you look at their squad, it's not looking great, and they're still going to be looking at selling a couple of players, I'm sure. So one to keep your eye out for. I think this could be a deal done very soon, and I would love to see him in the Premier League. Very good for Hoffenheim. And again, similar to Haller going to West Ham, he seems to be built for the Premier League. Strikers these days seem to be a bit more physical than they used to be. We kind of went through a period where it was, your Agueros and shorter, more technical players. But now, if you think about it, although Salah, Mane, Aubameyang, they're not quite Joelinton's physicality, but these players do well when they're in scrappy games. Newcastle will be involved in the relegation battle, I'm certain of it. And he's the kind of guy you want to be smacking the ball up to or crossing into the box to get those 1-0 wins in the last few minutes of the game. Time now for the joke of the episode. It seems like every episode has one of these deals which just confuses everyone. You probably know what I'm about to say. Let's have some backstory on this deal. So here we've got Lewis Dunk of Brighton. Decent player, right? Did well for Brighton, and I'm sure he could do a lot better at a bigger club than Brighton. So Leicester have Maguire. They rate him at 80 million. Manchester United want him. Man City have been interested as well. However, Man United apparently are offering 75. They want to offer Phil Jones in a deal. They just want 80 mil. They'll probably take 75 without Phil Jones. They'd rather just not have him. So you're looking at 80 million being spent on Maguire, which is already a crazy amount of money, but Man United seem prepared to pay. So then you've got Lewis Dunk, who Leicester want to replace Maguire. How much do you think Brighton want? Now that they know that he's wanted and almost it's going to be a bit of a desperate signing for Leicester. They need to replace Maguire, right? £45 million for Lewis Dunk. I mean, it's mind-blowing. That would make him the 8th most expensive centre-back of all time. £45 million for Lewis Dunk. Yeah, we're ending the video there because that is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way, absolutely no way. Hummels, okay, yes, he's older, quite a bit older. You could say he's almost past it now. He moved for what, 27 million? Hummels for 27 million. The difference is shocking, isn't it? That's what happens when you go to Premier League football and you get all of the money from the TV coverage and all the crazy, just stupid, extortionate fees for English players, and this is what you get. Thank you so much for watching this transfer roundup video. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like rating, and I will see you in the next one very soon. 45 million, come on.